Hi, this is Steve Garland, giving my Virginia Wrestling Weekly video newsletter. I'll get right into it. We had a tough weekend this weekend where we were able to win 2 matches. I say tough because it was a really tough week. I won't get into detail other than to say that we had a lot of trials hit our program this past week, and our guys really banded together and we were able to get through it. But it was tough. I mean, we had a lot of injuries. We had so many different things that were going off around us. And so going into Saturday's match, I think it was a feeling of we've got a really good team coming in, North Dakota State. Manny Rivera, my old assistant coach, is their head assistant now. He's a good friend and a phenomenal coach, and you could see the fruit of him and Coach Kish of their labor in their guys. Their guys all wrestle hard. They had tons of nationally ranked guys in their lineup. Their nationally ranked program, and so we knew we had our work cut out for us, and we were able to get that win. And I'll kind of highlight some of the things that happened in the match that are of note. First of all, Joe Spisak beat George DiCamillo, major decision to guy that's really tough. I think his record was 10-2 or 10-3 going into the match, and he had just taken third at a big open, and Georgie goes out and racks up bonus points. Looked phenomenal. George DiCamillo is sort of right now, the way he's competing is what we want to see in all our athletes, and that's the goal. Spisak then beats a nationally ranked guy who I believe was 9-1 on the year. He had just won an open and took second at another open. He was having a heck of a season. He's a heck of a wrestler. And Spisak, admittedly, for the first 2 periods, wrestled fantastic, perfect. And then the last period, he kind of shut down. He didn't wrestle well that period. And so, there's 2 things to take from that. One, he has to learn from that and make sure that he's intentional about making sure that doesn't happen again in competition, because it hasn't happened up to this point this season. But B, it's also a positive in that, the 19th or 20th ranked guy in the country, you can have a bad 2 minutes and still end up beating him by 3 or 4 points. So, that's how good Joe Spisak is. So there was pros and cons there, but more than anything, it was a ranked opponent that's now another good win for Spisak in a season where he right now is undefeated still, heading into Ohio State. 157 was, I believe, the turning point in the match. One of our kids, Andrew Atkinson, who's a redshirt freshman, or second year as we say here at Virginia, but he last year redshirted for us, and he was getting whooped. I mean, he got his shoulder torn off, he got power halved, the guy was cranking it again for another turn, and he fought out of it I told him in the locker room, and I have no problem saying it out loud, it was the absolute opposite technique of what we teach, and it somehow worked for him. He muscles out of it all heart, ends up not only reversing the guy, but riding him out, accumulating the riding time, grinding it out, and then getting the first takedown in overtime. So his heart and his effort is what won that dual meet for us. I believe that with all my heart, and I wanted to praise Andrew publicly for that. 65, Sulzer does what he does. He got a major decision and scored a bunch of points and did everything he could to get bonus points for us. Blaze Butler was another turning point in the match. Their guy was ranked 14th. Blaze was ranked 12th. Blaze gets a takedown in overtime to beat him, and just stayed the course against a tough kid, and just found a way to break through and didn't get flustered, didn't get frustrated, just stayed smooth and composed. And that's what we want to see out of our guys too, is that mental composure as the heat starts building. And that's what Blaze did, and we were so proud of him for that. And then at 84, Coggins lost to a nationally ranked wrestler. It was actually a close match. It was 2-1, I believe, and he got caught on his back, so it ended up getting broken open late, but it was a much closer match than that. But that kid's really good from North Dakota State. 97, we had Zach Nye out with an injury, and that was one of the tough things we dealt with last week. But then they had their 97-pounder out, so it was a crazy situation of 2 guys, 2 84s that bumped up to wrestle each other at 97, and James Suvak clinched the dual meet for us, and again wrestled amazing for the first 2 periods, kind of shut down at the end. I think the magnitude of the moment got to him a little bit, but he was able to stick it out, get that win, and we were really proud of James. I saw his dad sitting in the front row. I'm sure he was unbelievably proud of his son. I know his teammates were just so proud of him too, and so appreciative that he stepped up and was able to do that for the program. And so it was a really cool story in the dual meet as well. So we won that duel, and then the next match, I think the biggest thing I want to make mention of the next match was Dusty Floyd. Dusty Floyd is a phenomenal story in our program. He's a guy that wasn't a highly touted recruit. He was a recruited walk-on from Northern Virginia, comes in, could have quit. He's an ROTC guy. He's got a million other things on his plate. He's heavily involved in Athletes in Action ministry here. He's a leader on campus, phenomenal kid. there were so many times in his career where he could have quit because he wasn't the man and he wasn't getting all the attention. He's not on a huge scholarship and all these other things that go with being a Division I athlete. And he stuck it out and he kept saying, I'm going to max out on the gifts and talents I've been given. I'm going to keep working on me and doing the best I can and find a way to contribute to this program that I love. And sure enough, when his number got called, he was ready and he won. I think he scored 15 points in his match. He was one of the more exciting guys to watch of the whole dual meet. So proud of Dusty, and everybody should be proud of Dusty because he's a guy that 5 years from now, when you're going to look at where he's at in his life, I guarantee he's going to be successful. And the things he learned along the way, not only did he benefit from it, but he's also leaving a mark here in our program. So that's the wrap-up from the weekend. Here's some other good stuff for you. Ohio State, Monday night, November 24th, 7 p.m. We need you there. We need all the help we can get. We're facing a team that has literally nationally ranked guys at every single weight class. They're an outside shot or arguably have a great shot to win a national title, depending on who you are. They could potentially win a national championship this year at the NCAA tournament. That's how good a team they have. That's how good a staff they have. It's a phenomenal opportunity to watch some of the best talent in the country. And, oh, by the way, we think we're not too shabby as well. So we're going to go head-to-head with them and give them everything we've got. And we're so excited to compete against them. We're so excited for you to see that. So that's something I want to make mention of. Alumni, friends of the program, we have a social that we're doing beforehand where I'm going to do a chalk talk. I'm going to speak and go over the lineups and talk to everybody about the match. So please get online, get your tickets. We have match side seating all around the mat. You can go online at virginiasports.com. You can click on the wrestling icon and get your tickets. Please do that for us. We want to make sure that we have as many people there as possible. We want to try to set an attendance record for this one. And also we're doing our clinic where we're going to have a free clinic. So high school coaches, anybody with a nephew, a son, a grandson, free. It's free. National champion Jordan Lean is going to be heading that clinic up. You guys can come from 5:30 to 6:30. Do it. Have a fun time at the clinic. Match starts at 7. You're out of there by 8:30. Home for bath and bed.